All right. Well, speaking of rain, if we had it, collecting and reusing rainwater is not only good for conservation efforts, but the rainwater has nutrients that are great for your plants. KCAL9 Sylvia Lopez is in the garden with expert Nick Federoff to show us how to make our own rain barrel. If only he could show us how to make rain.
We're in the garden today talking about collecting rainwater with Nick Federoff from thingsgreen.com.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. We're over here at the Store Your Stearns Japanese Garden in Pasadena, and you can visit this place once a month. And they have a fascinating water collection system. But the thing is, you can't see it. It's a 10,000 gallon tank where all the water that comes off of the roof of the buildings over here are stored inside this tank.
It's hidden.
And then they recycle it.
Nice.
Now, if you wanted to, you can take it a step up for residentials. And that would be using a kit that's kind of like this, where you have this barrel here, and when it rains and it comes through the pipe like this, and then what ends up happening, gutter system, it gets into here, gets diverted, goes into this tank, fills up, and then what's really kind of cool about it is way at the bottom over here, you've got the faucet. You just put a bucket underneath there, turn it on, and then you could use that water for watering your plants.
So if you have the space, you can use something like this,
Space and the pocketbook.
Right, you got to buy this.
But what we're going to do is something really kind of cool.
Okay.
We're going to do something that you could do on your own.
You can make it.
You can make it on your own. You can use a trash can, maybe a trash can that you already have at home.
Oh, nice.
Or this is kind of like an apartment model right here. So this is only, this is just a mini one for example purposes, so we could work with it over here. But you're going to have to start off with a downspout. Right. And you could buy these parts individually, or you could buy them in kits.
Oh.
And the kits will run you anywhere from $50 to $30 or $30 to $50 depending on how you do your math. Okay. Okay. Nice. So what we're going to start off first is that you have to find your drain pipe, and it has to be higher than whatever your bucket is. So we've already pre-drilled a little hole here. This particular kit came with a hole saw. That's what this is. Because we're going to drill a big old hole over here. So here we go. So it's pretty much just that simple. Right. So we have the hole. Now what we're going to do is that we have to divert the water. And the way that we divert it is by sticking this thing in here, just like this. And then we'll take screws and we would end up screwing it on here.
So that's catching all of the water that's coming from your gutters.
Yes, it's going to be diverting it. This right here is going to end up, because it's a big old long hose like this, we'll be able to take it and stick it in there. But before we do any of that, we would have to drill the holes. So you drill the holes in here and you put your little water sealers on here, little rubbers like that.
The kit will come with that too, probably, all that stuff, right?
Or again, you could do this all separately. You don't have to have you don't have to have the kit. This right here is an overflow. So you normally would have an overflow, because once your bucket fills up,
it's got to go somewhere.
Got to go someplace. So you would stick a little hose on here and then put it into the garden someplace.
That's so nice.
And then what you would end up doing is you still have to release the water somehow. Water is heavy. We're talking for every pound, no, let's say for every gallon of water, it's like 5 pounds. Right. So this is a 5-gallon bucket. Right. 25 pounds.
Right. Imagine lugging that around.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Right. So what we're going to do, why don't you take this and you can take and screw that in. It already has, this has like a rubber thing on here. And it's just a tap that's on there. Okay. Yeah. So you keep on going like that. And the neat thing about using rainwater is that it has a lot of nutrients in the water itself. Right. Above and beyond than your regular. There's not going to be any fluoride in there. Right. You know, so it's going to be really better for your plants. It's really good for your plants. Now, if you want to keep your water around for a longer period of time, you can use purification tablets. Oh, just pop those in? You just take and just plop those in, and you can do that, and it will stay for you for a longer period of time. So once you have this all done like this, and that's ready to go, we put this on top. We'll put this over here.
Hook it all up.
Look at this. Hook it all up. And now, I would appreciate it if you could do a rain dance, because it never rains in Southern California. So, you know, kind of jump around a little bit, Sylvia. Yeah, so once you have it all set up like this, it's going to divert it in there, collects it up. Remember, it gets a little too far up. You could just stick a hose right onto the end of here. That's a hose threaded.
Use that.
Like that. It's going to go out like that, and it's just a wonderful way of collecting water. You're saving water. Use it for your indoor plants. Use it for your outdoor plants. It really doesn't matter. So if anybody wants any additional information, or even just wants to talk to me directly, you can call me toll-free from anywhere at 1-800-405-NIC. So just think of the 405 freeway and me, Nick.
All right, Nick, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
That's a great tip.